Hey Waffle Gang, I do hope you are well. My name is Mark and today we're checking out some more relationship stories, and if you do love a relationship story, why not consider hitting a like, subscribe, maybe that notification bell too. Let's crack straight on with today's story. Now before we do jump into today's story, I just want to give you a warning that there is mentions of a car accident. So as always, if the story isn't for you, please protect your mental health and skip this one. Now today's story comes from a deleted user and comes with multiple updates as well. Titled, I-28 female, literally just found email after email from my fiance, 27 male, to his ex-girlfriend, 20s female, belittling me and making fun of me and worse. I'm seriously shocked beyond belief. My fiance Dale and I have been together for 5 years. We are as solid as I guess anyone thinks they are before something like this blindsides them. I'm in total and complete shock. I'm just sitting here shaking, I can't even cry yet. Dale is at work right now. I haven't texted him or called him or anything at this point. When we got together, he had just broken up with his college sweetheart. She was his first love. I was afraid I was a rebound. He said that wasn't true and I believed him. The rest is history. Sorry if this is rushed and all over the place, nothing makes sense in my head right now. I used his laptop about 2 hours ago to open his contacts list he has saved on there so I could get addresses for our wedding invites. Been telling him to get those for me for over a week, so I decided to do it. He keeps his contact info on his email. When I opened his email, I saw an email on the very top of his inbox with the subject line, Jen, not real name. How can I when? The subject line got cut off after that, so I couldn't see more without clicking. Jen is the name of his ex from college. I sat there for at least 10 minutes trying to decide if I should open it or not. I decided he should have nothing to hide, so I did. Rest of the subject line was, Jen, how can I when you still exist? The email was her replying to a string of emails between the two of them that has gone on for over a week. Long story short, Dale is still in love with Jen. He thinks about her constantly. He'll never find another woman like her. Even worse is that he makes fun of me and she laughs about it. One email she asks him why I don't make him happy and isn't satisfied with me. I can't remember word for word and I don't feel like reading it again, but he said something like, she tries, she's just not good though, way too vanilla. I love her, but the only way I can get off, and then goes into a part that's, verging on too graphic for YouTube, and doesn't really add much value either, it's just, talking about the sexual acts themselves. I'm going to skip that bit and you can feel free to go and have a look at it if you feel like it. And then she answered with a bunch of lols and said she felt sorry for the poor girl. Another thing he said was that he made fun of me for having a large scar across my chest onto my left breast, which has disfigured the nipple a bit. He said it looked like something out of Edward Scissorhands. This is almost too much to bear. He might as well have punched me in the gut. I was in an awful car accident when I was a teenager. I had a big piece of a dashboard shatter and basically flying to my chest. I almost died. I've never been ashamed of the scar. It's like a constant reminder that I survived, something a lot of people don't, and I should be grateful to be alive. The slight disfigurement of the nipple doesn't bother me either. I've always had the attitude of, if someone doesn't want me because of a nipple, fuck them. But to hear him make fun of something he knows is a result of something so major in my life, my friend was thrown from the back seat and lost her life, is just, I have no words. The emails go on. Some are explicit. One she describes how she just masturbated while thinking about how he used to go down on her for hours. I'm assuming that these emails are just a small portion of their contact. The first email in the thread was Dale talking about how he doesn't think he can marry me and he thinks about leaving me almost constantly. He said if she lived in this state, he'd already have left me. It didn't sound like the first time they'd reconnected, so I'm guessing if I snooped I'd find texts too. I don't need to snoop further. I've seen all I need to. Obviously, I'm not going to stay. Despite what he said about me, I'm pretty great and I know this. He said he misses, air quotes, back door. Apparently, I'm too vanilla to give it to him. Thing is, I've tried to initiate that as I enjoy it and he told me he wasn't into that, so he lied just to cast me in a bad light. I'm so fucking mad, I just want to throw his shit into a pile and light it on fire. But I won't, because I don't want to give him the satisfaction of knowing how much he hurt me. I'm not sure why I posted here. It's too fresh to talk to my friends and family. Should I just pack my stuff and leave with no explanation, just ghost? I've got too much dignity to scream and cry in front of him. I don't know what to do. I don't know if I want comfort or advice or what. I just needed someone to know what happened so I don't feel so alone right now. And as I said, we have a couple of updates on this one as well, and I don't think there's much to say in this situation apart from, get rid of Dale, which it sounds like they're going to do from that quote that they said themselves, that obviously I'm not going to stay. Despite what he said about me, I'm pretty great, and I know this. Knowing your self-worth, absolutely wonderful. And let's dive straight in to that first update. Hey everyone, first off, thank you for caring so much about my situation. You all have great advice, encouragement, and you help me to hold on to the strength I need to make it through this. I still have a lot to get through, and I'm hurting so much right now. It comes in waves. Sometimes I feel so empowered and strong, then 10 minutes later I'm crying in a ball and I feel like I can't move or do anything. Last night I texted Dale and told him that my best friend, Jake, had got into a fight with his boyfriend and I was going to stay with him so he could vent and have somebody with him. I told Jake what happened and showed him the emails. I took pictures of them on my phone in case I needed them for whatever reason. Jake and his boyfriend, Mike, who he had obviously not got into a fight with and was there, were infuriated. We all just sort of cried together for a while. They stayed up with me almost all night helping me figure out my next moves. We all agreed that taking the high road was the best route. We made a list of all the things that were necessary to get out of the apartment. Mike is a property manager for a different apartment complex, so this morning he called my property manager and gave her a very condensed, detail-free version of what is happening. I have always thought it was important to get to know your property manager in case you ever have a situation where they can help you out, so she always really liked me. Dale and I have been paying rent on a month-to-month basis for about 3 months because we were starting to look for houses to purchase after we settled down after the wedding. My property manager told Mike that working out getting my name off the rental agreement wouldn't be a problem and to not worry about the 30-day notice that she typically requires for a tenant moving out. As far as finances go, I make about 70% of our combined income and Dale only covers about 30%. When Jake, Mike and I were discussing the logistics of me moving out, Mike brought up the point that Dale does not make enough to cover the required 3 times rent in income each month, meaning he will most likely be given notice to move out if he cannot find a roommate fast. We lived in a 1-bedroom, so I doubt he'll be able to find someone quickly who is willing to sleep on a couch versus having their own bedroom. Especially since I purchased the couch, so there isn't even one there anymore. The thought of this brings me great pleasure, as I'm sure you can imagine. Jake and I each called out to work today and we rented out one of those mover pickup trucks. We were pretty organised after making our list and it only took us a couple of trips to get my stuff out and into Jake's and Mike's garage for the time being. Dale texted me a couple of times asking how Jake is and if I'm coming home after work tonight. I told him I'm already home. Not exactly a lie, I was there at the time, and then I said Jake was going to be okay and that I just couldn't believe how awful people can be to the people they love. Dale agreed and said that he was glad he had such a good girl like me. It was tempting to say something about how yeah, I'm just so vanilla that way. I didn't, I just told him to always remember that, how great I am to him. He said of course he would. That felt pretty satisfying and I hope he does remember that every day for the rest of his life. Whoever it was that posted about the vanilla ice cream idea, Jake, Mike and I laughed about that hysterically last night. It was the first thing that made me laugh like that and maybe the only thing for a while, so thank you for that. I didn't end up ruining any of Dale's stuff. I didn't print out the emails and send them to his family and friends. I didn't do anything destructive or spiteful. However, after all my stuff was out, Jake and I made a trip to the grocery store. I took that poster's advice and bought one of those big plastic tubs of vanilla ice cream. I left it on the counter with a note and my engagement ring. I wrote, I know vanilla isn't your favourite flavour, but this is the only vanilla you'll be eating from now on. Kiss kiss. I mean, I am human. I had to leave him with a little bit of a bang. So here I am, staying with Mike and Jake for a while. Finding an apartment will be no issue for me. I'm comfortable financially on my own, with a stable job. I have to deal with the deposits I put down for the venues for both the wedding and the reception. I can't right now, I'm too much of a mess emotionally. I will be by the week's end though, as I know I can't put it off any longer, if there's any hope at all of getting it refunded. I had already booked our honeymoon, but I did pay the extra for insurance if the trip needed to be cancelled. I honestly don't really know what exactly the insurance covers. I have to look into it. Whether or not I can get a refund for Dale's ticket, I will be going on my first trip out of this country on my own and I am happy about this. It's one bright thing to look forward to through this whole mess. I will sell my wedding dress, which was a low-cut dress by the way, and showed my scar off as much as a wedding dress can. I guess Dale would have found that gross. Or maybe I'll burn it. Burning it sounds like kind of fun because I've been holding back so much on not being destructive in a time where I would have found great, albeit temporary, pleasure in burning everything Dale has ever owned. Burning my dress is something I can do privately that will be satisfying. I can scream and cry and throw rocks at it, pour lighter fluid all over it, and then cook s'more over it. Because I love s'mores, so why not? I am walking away from Dale with my head held high. The best revenge is to walk away as dignified as possible and not sink to his level. I was close with his family, but I'm not going to worry about what he tells them. I am positive it won't be the truth. There is no way he's got the balls and decency to tell him what he did. But I know what he did. He knows what he did, and all the people who truly love me and who I am close with will know what he did. That's all that really matters, though it's nice to have those emails just in case Dale tries to take things too far or something. I'm going to be okay. I'm having one of my empowered moments, though I just spent the last hour in the bathtub sobbing. Like I said, waves. Jake told me that Dale isn't worthy of my quirky nipple, and I agree. When I got in my accident, I was lucky that the shrapnel didn't pierce my heart. I did, however, suffer from a pretty significant heart contusion, basically a bruised heart, among other injuries. It was the most painful thing I've ever experienced. So yeah, the situation makes my heart hurt, but my heart has been through much worse and it kept ticking along. Sorry if I rambled a lot. Posting this to you all is like a form of therapy, and the more thoughts that pop up in my mind, I just write them down for you all to read. I haven't told my family and other friends yet. I'll be tackling that soon. I'm glad the invites hadn't already been sent. At least I don't have to send out a cancellation note. I deleted Dale off of all of social media and blocked his email address. I didn't even block him off my phone yet because honestly, I'm curious to his reaction. I can't promise you all that I will not respond at all. Not to a single text or call, but I can't help but be interested to see how he reacts. I will block him tomorrow though. Mike told me that the second his messages turn ugly or hateful because I'm not responding, block him. He doesn't want Dale to hurt me any more than he already has. He's right, and I really do plan to block him regardless by tomorrow, after seeing his initial reaction. I guess that's all I have to update. Thank you all for caring about me. I will continue moving forward, and I will never stop wearing clothes that show my scar. I've never hidden it before, and I'm not going to let some arsehole make me feel like I should. From the bottom of my heart, thank you all for your love. You gave some amazing comments and messages. I will never forget the nice things you all have said to me. Seriously, thank you. P.S. I think I will dress up as Edward Scissorhands for Halloween. Edit. So last night got pretty crazy. It started with Dale playing dumb and asking what was going on and what did he do. Like I promised all of you, I didn't respond. The dick knew exactly what he had done. He just kept texting and kept texting. One text I found particularly infuriating was, "I can't think of anything I've done to deserve this. Whatever you think I've done isn't true. I'm sure you just misunderstood and I can explain." I mean, damn, you didn't have to be so dramatic and just leave me like this. I love how he was already saying that I just misunderstood what I think he's done and that he can explain. He's such a shit person that he wouldn't even just come out and admit to the emails and say he's sorry and then to call me dramatic. The texts progressed into angry ones. Here is a string of texts from him, word for word, except that I corrected some grammar because his grammar is ridiculous. Each text was probably sent about 2 minutes apart, sometimes less. Just so you understand the level of crazy here, I will refer to myself as Ellie in these because he uses my name a lot and my real name starts with an L, so seems appropriate. I blocked him after this, by the way. First one says, "Baby, you know how much I love you. I'm at a loss right now. I don't understand why you won't answer me." Next one says, "I just tried calling. Ellie, please pick up." Next, "We are getting married. I thought you cared about me. I guess I was wrong." Next says, "I guess you are cold-hearted." Followed by Ellie, "Baby, are you okay? At least answer me so I know you're okay and not hurt or something." Followed by "Seriously, Ellie." Then, "Seriously, you're a bitch." Then again saying, "I didn't mean that. I'm just getting really worried and upset." He took about a 20-minute break between that one and this monstrosity. "You know what? I did mean that. You're an effing bitch for doing this. If you were unhappy, you should have told me. I can't believe you would do this to me. I love you. You are just like your father, but even worse, because at least your mum is a word I can't say on YouTube, but begins with a C, and so are you. So who can blame him? Don't ever contact me again or come crawling back, and good luck finding a guy who will love a fucking circus freak bitch. Lol lol lol, dumbass. Bloody hell. So that's when I blocked him. I know nothing he said was true, but still, this wasn't just an email to his ex. This was something he sent to me directly. I cried a lot after that one. It hit me pretty hard. This is someone I was planning a future with just a couple of days ago. He was so sweet, as far as I knew obviously. He used to kiss my hand almost every morning. It's just such a shock, it's hard to wrap my mind around it. Last night was a really tough night to get through for me. I keep reading back what I wrote in this update last night, and it helps to keep me feeling strong. I keep reading all your lovely comments and messages from the original post, and it helps to keep me feeling loved and strong. Jake and Mike are wonderful, and I'm lucky to have them to hold my hand and help me through this. Though his texts hurt me, they also reaffirmed that he's a spineless weasel and that I 10,000% did the right thing by leaving. He's making it really easy to get over him. Sorry this is so long, I wanted to really include you all in what's happening. Thanks for checking in on me and caring about what happens to me. Loved you all. Little update. Wow, you are all amazing, wonderful people. So much love and support. I'm crying because of all of your lovely sweet messages. It's honestly so encouraging. I had the intention of responding to some, but the post is now locked, so I just wanted to make sure to update this to say thank you. I hope you all see this. I had a lot of people PM me asking if there were any signs that Dale was an arsehole, so they know what kind of red flags to look out for. Honestly, no. I wish I could say yes to that so I could potentially prevent others from going through what I did or something similar. He was very attentive and loving. He never once made fun of my appearance, to my face. He seemed to appreciate my ambition and independence. I never felt controlled or criticized for being a financially stable, educated woman. I had a therapist after I lost my friend in the accident. My father had also walked out earlier that year, so we were discussing this and how I hadn't seen it coming. My therapist told me that people can make you see whatever they want you to see, but they can't keep up the facade forever. Things always come to a head eventually. The only thing you can do is be secure enough with yourself to understand that the faults of others has nothing to do with you. Just make sure you surround yourself with enough good people that you can afford to lose one or two along the way. I suppose that would be my advice on the matter. Love people openly and let yourself be loved, but always keep a hold of yourself and make sure you have yourself covered should someone let you down along the way. As far as the dress goes, I believe I will take the advice of many of you and donate it to flood victims in Louisiana. It is a beautiful gown. I think what I will burn instead is my reception dress. I've got to burn something. Thanks Reddit, I sincerely love all of you and wish you the best in all your life endeavors. I might pop back in a few weeks to update you on how I'm doing, and then we have one more update. Hey Reddit, I don't know if any of you will remember me and my post from last September. It was originally posted in relationships, but they only allow one update, so I'm posting here. But I found out that my fiance at the time, Dale, was emailing his ex and was still in love with her. He also made fun of me from everything from sex to my disfiguring scar. My update got removed, but Tickle did an article about my story. Crazy, and you can still read the update through the link they provide at the end of the article. I'll provide the link to that article in the comments. Now, the reason I'm posting is to thank all of you. I got an overwhelming flood of love and support from you, Reddit. You all gave me strength and confidence that I was doing the right thing. Many of your comments also made me laugh during a time where laughs were few and far between. I'll also give you a little update. I'm doing great. I haven't spoken to Dale since our split, though he did show up at Jake and Mike's place twice, and they had to basically shoo him away, and he would send flowers and cards to Jake and Mike's place for me for close to 3 months before giving up. I have no idea what is happening in his life these days, which is a wonderful thing. I ended up going on my honeymoon alone, and it was fabulous. I went to Spain and had such incredible experiences. And the food, it was wonderful. About 5 months ago, I bought a home. My very first home. Just a small little starter home, but it's mine and I love it. I've also done a fair share of traveling, mostly by myself because there is something just empowering and magical about traveling by yourself. Quiet moments alone, just taking in amazing sights and experiences. though I've also travelled with Jake to Canada, which was a very fun trip, and had a Vegas trip with 5 other friends. As far as my romantic life, I'm having fun, Reddit. I'm staying single and would like to stay single for a while, unless I meet someone who just sweeps me off my feet. I've met some men during my travels and around the city that seem to have no problem with my circus freak scar though. So that's about it, Reddit. I am forever grateful to how much you all rallied around me and lifted me up during a very low time. It meant and still means so much. You are all wonderful, kind people. Even when I logged onto this account today, for the first time in months, I still had people messaging me words of encouragement as little as 2 weeks ago. That is, not to sound corny, sort of magical, that complete strangers show such compassion. Thank you for being rad, Reddit. Love, Ellie. There's a couple of things in this story, this whole thing. There was one, where OP was the bigger person, they walked away from the relationship and they didn't tell Dale's family what's been going on, and they assumed that, he was going to lie to the family and all that sort of stuff, and, sort of petty me. And I know it's petty. Petty me would want to tell them, to give them the truth about what's happening, rather than, people that, you previously loved think badly of you because of his lies, potentially. And then we move on to that last text that he sent you, where he criticised your mum and you and said good luck finding a guy who will love, and then called you that circus freak, which is such a horrible thing to say. But then later in the update is sending you flowers like somehow he's going to be able to recover from this. And you think, what is going through that idiot's mind? And I love to hear about what OP was doing after all this, that they went on the honeymoon by themselves and they're just experiencing life for themselves, going on all these trips and just enjoying life away from that person now. Part of me would love to know what Dale did say to that family in the end and what happened with him after. But it's not about him no more. It's all about OP and they're living their life. So fair play to them in the end. After everything they've been through, they absolutely deserve it. But what do you guys make of this one? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, I would love to hear them if you have a moment of your time to share them. A huge thank you from the bottom of my heart for getting involved in today's stories. Your love, time, support, clicking the like button really helps out, and you can even become a member if you choose to. Never any pressure though either, that's the last thing I want, and there's a link in the description for that. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Much love.
Wake up, get up, stretch my legs, eat some breakfast, milk and eggs, brush my teeth up, wash my face, throw my clothes on, start my day. Wake up, I can smell the smoke from the bacon. Let's go, see the sun shining from the windows. Okay, I know that today'll be a good